Every day we use thousands of words. Every day we use thousands of words. We speak them, we write them, we hear them, and we read them. But have we ever stopped and asked what are words? What do words represent? From where does their meaning come from? And how come a few sounds and symbols transfer meaning from one mind to another mind? Let us explore this hidden nature of words. Before we begin, let's ask few important questions. What are words? What do words define? What do words represent? What do words point to? Do words have meaning on their own? Who defines the meaning of the words? Where is the meaning of words stored? Let's answer them briefly. Words are symbols. Words define concepts, objects, actions, experiences, and relationships. Words represent information. Words point to things, experiences, ideas, and feelings. Words do not have meaning on their own. Meaning is defined collectively by groups of people. Meaning is stored inside the human brain. Now let us explore these ideas in more detail. Words do not simply represent objects. Words represent multisensory information. Consider the word mango. When you hear this word, your brain may activate the visual appearance of a mango, its yellow or orange color, its sweet smell, its juicy taste, its soft texture, the sound of cutting or eating it, memories associated with mangoes, emotions connected to those memories. The words act as a trigger for rich collection of sensory and emotional information. Words can represent both external experiences and internal experiences. Internal experiences include emotions, feelings, thoughts, desires, fears, memories. From where does the meaning come from? Meaning is not naturally attached to a word. A collection of people living together forms a shared agreement. This agreement connects particular sounds and symbols to particular experiences. For example, a community agrees that the sound mango will refer to a specific fruit. Another community may use an entirely different sound for the same fruit. The object remains the same, only the symbol changes. Meaning emerges from collective agreement within a cohesive tribe, culture, or language community. The meaning of words is not stored inside dictionaries. The real meaning is stored inside human brains. Through experience, the brain collects multisensory information. The brain then associates words with these experiences. Over time, a network forms. Words then point to experience. Word then points to memory. Word then points to emotion. Word then points to sensory information. Once this information is created, words become pointers. A word becomes like an address that points to a much larger collection of information stored in the brain. Now let us see how communication happens. Person A says the mango is on the table. Notice what is transmitted. The actual mango is not transmitted. The smell is not transmitted. The taste is not transmitted. The memories are not transmitted. Only words are transmitted. When person B receives these words, the brain reconstructs the meaning using previously learned associations. Person B creates a mental model. Communication works because both people share similar word to experience associations. Words are not the meaning. Words merely trigger meaning. Communication is never perfect. When information is compressed into words, much detail is lost. A word can never fully capture every sensory detail, every memory, every emotion, every personal experience. As a result, different people may reconstruct different meanings from the same words. This is one reason why misunderstandings, disagreements, and misinterpretations occur. The words may be identical, but the internal experiences associated with them may be different. What happens when a person receives words from a different tribe or language group? Suppose the receiver has never encountered those words before, no associations exist, no sensory information is connected to the sounds, no meaning can be reconstructed. The sounds are heard, but understanding does not occur. Only after learning and building new associations can the receiver understand the meaning. Language learning is essentially the process of connecting new words to multisensory experiences and concepts. Words are not meaning. Words are symbols. Their meaning is stored inside the human brain as network of sensory experiences, memory, emotions, and concepts. Their meaning comes from collective shared agreement among people. Words act as pointers to this information. Communication succeeds when people share similar associations. Communication fails when associations differ. Understanding language is actually understanding how the mind connects the symbols to the experiences. And every communication is the process of reconstructing the meaning from the words. Words are not experience, words point towards the experience.